now that life was fair, and the stars are blazing in the sky tonight, and the constellations bursting beam their light. I'm on my way, I'm back to the start. I've been waiting so long. I'm on my way, I opened my heart and it made me so strong. I'm on my way now, I'm on my way, oh, I'm on my way now, I'm on my way, and all the help we felt and all the joy we taste, the lessons that we learned will never go to waste. I'm on my way, I'm back to the start. I've been waiting so long. I'm on my way, I opened my heart and it made me so strong. I'm on my way, I'm back to the start. I've been waiting so long. I'm on my way, I opened my heart and it made me so strong. I'm on my way now, I'm on my way, whoa, I'm on my way now, I'm on my way, whoa, yeah, I'm on my way.
Good evening, everyone. This is Gregor. Welcome to the stream. And tonight we'll be doing a bit more of the dig, since I kind of like seem to have forgotten how to solve this yesterday. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, the game for whatever reason doesn't seem to want to keep my settings, well, set, I guess. Hope the stream is meant to be exclusive with the person I pinged in the post. Wait, what? Oh. What? Oh. Okay, yeah, that was a mistake. Let me delete that. There we go. It's like the correct notification now. I don't know what happened there. I don't know, like it went to G from E, because it's not like quite that close in on the keyboard, so I don't know. I really have no idea what happened there. And okay, let's go back to the game. So last time we kind of like discovered well, what like happens in the tomb. I actually think I need to lower it a little bit more. There you go. So yeah, I don't really remember what's meant to be happening here, because I know you kind of need to do something up above after you've weighed down the what's it called, the plate, so like the shutter up here opens up all the way.
The larger moon is being eclipsed by the smaller one.
Okay, give me just a moment. And sorry about that, we kind of like had some technical issues in the other room. So yeah, I kind of remember you needed to do something up above, like after you've opened the panel, there's like something that you could use around here or here somewhere. I don't quite remember. It's kind of like very infuriating because the problem about like going through a game for like the 5th or 6th or 7th time or whatever, it's, I don't know, it becomes very muddled, I want to say. Kind of like some things I remember how to do, other things I don't, and so on and
The
so
bat
forth.
things are up on the ceiling.
I remember you kind of needed to do something with the
What do-
flashlight as well, but you know.
It's amazing how parallel evolution on two different worlds made bats look completely weird and disgusting in both places.
Yep. I agree. But yeah, I keep thinking there's something else to be done here that I'm just not like seeing or something. And that's so annoying. I really don't want to have to dig up the walkthrough for it, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to assume that for now we need to do something else before like proceeding here. It's kind of like one of the other flaws of the dig. It's never like quite clear of what exactly you need to be doing, and I guess that was kind of done to accent on the like the feeling that everything is kind of like a strange and alien world, I guess, if that makes sense. But it also doesn't really work as an adventure game in that regard, unfortunately. It's so like a lot of the things that it does to kind of like set itself apart from adventure games is also something that kind of makes it
This boulder
not
serves.
be that great of like a, not great, but it makes it feel like a much more frustrating experience than it should be. I also just like remembered after I stopped the stream yesterday that you can totally do this so you don't get stuck. But yeah, like take the thing where like all of the items are kind of well integrated into their respective scenes.
Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna...
Yeah, we've seen this. Because all of the items are kind of like well integrated, they kind of fit. It's not like other games where items you can pick up are kind of standing out in very, very weird ways, which makes it feel more natural and more, for lack of better words, cinematic. But on the other hand, that also makes it a lot harder to actually know what you're meant to pick up, because, you know, you're in an alien something or another.
I can see outside.
Yeah. So?
I can s...
Yeah.
It depicts a... Perhaps it's...
Yeah, we actually seen all of these.
This plate on the wall.
So yeah, because everything fits so nicely together, it's also a lot harder to know exactly what you need to pick up, because, you know, it's not like a conventional game world where you might be on like a setting that you will otherwise recognize, right? Wait, what? Was that like vid error? Okay, that was kind of odd. So I also remember you could do this, so you didn't have to input all the...
I can't use these two
Wait,
things.
could you? Yeah, okay, we've inputted this one. So how about this? Green pyramid, red rhombus. Okay. So yeah, or that like it's much more cinematic and like the in-game universe kind of feels a lot more alien, I guess. That also kind of like works against it as well. Okay, this is like how the tomb is supposed to look when we do what we need to do.
So there is more to that crypt than I first thought.
Oh, wait. Holy crap. Is this what I needed to do to be able to, like, solve the tomb spire? Oh, no.
Whoa. The stone. There's light seeping through.
God.
It's a roughly carved hole in the wall. What purpose? It won't accomplish anything. That should hold it.
I'm like missing something here, but what is it? God. I don't know, maybe like Maggie has something to like offer here. Probably not.
Yes.
Robbins.
Oh,
The map shows secret rooms under the tomb I found.
If the map shows them, they aren't meant to be secrets
it
then,
should have some
right?
sass to offer. Yeah,
I guess you're right.
I was like,
There must be a way to access them.
Wow, that was very helpful. Thank you very much.
I found this in the museum. Can you read it?
It's not the same set of symbols I'm finding in the database here. I don't think it's designed for strangers to be able to read it.
I wish you could read this inscription. I keep thinking that it really matters.
Give me a chance to get a handle on their language first. I'll give your inscriptions a try when I can.
How are you doing with your data retrieval?
I'm retrieving, I'm just not understanding.
But
yeah,
you're pretty
we've
sure.
actually been through this
if it's-
before.
Give me a break. I think I've got a handle.
I'm thinking that maybe we should consider.
Why? You go out and explore like when I feel.
Thanks.
So what have I missed? So the bit under the water, we've done all there is to do. Like the bit with all the life crystals. This is just so
Maybe
we
I
can
should
kind
take
of.
one-
This is just so that if you run out while trying to solve the turtle puzzle, you can actually come back here and get like a few more. But I'm like very upset at not being able to remember this. It's like a game that I've been steadily replaying for a long time, so I should not be forgetting how to proceed. I do know there's something that you need to do in the tomb. It kind of like reveals like a different room, I guess. down here, is it? Like nothing to be picked up here. Because this is just the bit with the little drone.
I can see a tunnel that connects to the island I just came from. There's an undersea tunnel leading into the base of a nearby island.
Hmm.
From this vantage point, I can see a whole system of underwater tunnels. I see many undersea tunnels, all leading from the large central island to the smaller islands. I see many undersea...
Hmm. Ah, so infuriating.
It's where all the crystals meet.
I guess we can probably go back to the map spire and try to see what like the other maps kind of like show. Because I guess that's kind of like meant to be like a hint system. Let's see, map should be this one. Yeah. This might be the earliest instance of finding the decontamination chamber. I mean, I don't know about that. I wouldn't really like be aware of whatever that would, like when that would be. It's like a very
kind of light
specific what you call it? Like a very specific thing to be remembering, like a very specific minor detail to be remembering from that.
It looks like a grate sealing something off.
You know what's like one thing that modern games kind of like did that that was kind of a big improvement that like point and clicks like this might need? There's like a... I don't remember which was like the latest point and click game that I played that had this, but there's this thing that they do now where you can like press a key and see where like all the hotspots are on like any given location. And that's so good. That's actually very helpful because it stops players from having to run the cursor all over the screen just in case they may have missed something. So let's see, we used the tomb, we used the... I don't remember which one this one is. I think this one's like the map spire. It's like square, sorry, cube, and what's it called? Rhombus. Cube. There is one feature that has gone missing. I mean, there's probably like a lot of features that have gone missing. Yeah, T-blinds. I mean, you don't really need them anymore now with like the internet, right? Like, ever since like game FAQs kind of like became a thing, for example. Okay, this is the planetarium spire. It kind of like shows you that little crack on the wall. And this is... green hexagon... No, sorry. Like a pentagon? Green pentagon, red rhombus. Actually, the rhombus might be faster to get. There we go. There we go. Green pentagon, red rhombus, blue hexagon, and like this. Oh, this is the museum spire, right? So we only just like basically got like a hint for the tomb. There is something that I'm missing there. And if it turns out to be like something incredibly easy to figure out, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Hold on, kinda like forgot what I was doing. Like a cube. Oh no, I have to roll all the way around now. That sucks. Okay. Yeah, it's usually something really minor, and again, that's kind of like the problem with like this game. Like generally, the problem with like old school point and clicks is that you needed to kind of be both observant and lucky in some occasions, because there's like so many small details that may not like translate well into like whatever the hell this resolution is. So yeah, I do kind of wish like, this is the map spire. It's like right here, right? This is like the nest area from before. Light bridge. There's like nothing else here, right? I'm kind of wondering if there's like anything on this side, because I do know there's like something later on in here. But yeah, it's usually either like a place where you didn't think you could go because the graphics are super low resolution, or there's like a teeny tiny hotspot that you may not have seen, and maybe like an item that kind of like blends together with the rest of the background a bit too well. Goes to the pit. This goes to the opening. Yeah, I'm still almost sure it's something to do with the like the tomb spire that I haven't done yet. Trying to remember what this is. Like we did get the like the correct what's it called? We did like get like the correct thing. What's it called? The correct moon phases, I guess. Come on, Brink.
Brink. In the map room, I found hints about a secret passage under the tomb I discovered.
I'm so very impressed. Now leave me alone.
Yeah, this guy's
I'm worried
voice
that
actor
these
is
are the
amazing.
There,
What about...
the oth-
This looks like some pretty badly deteriorated machinery. This looks like...
Oh boy. Come on.
Brink. Maggie's... Oh, but with all...
Yeah,
Have
we've
you-
actually like gone through
Yeah,
everything.
I found...
you're
Just like trying to remember. What am I missing here? Like, okay, I do remember at some point you need to use the flashlight to kind of like scare Brink with like the bad creatures, so that he kind of like goes away for a while, and you go. I think you go and steal like his stash of crystals, if I am not mistaken.
It's an entrance. The larger... It's an entrance. It's a
Okay,
roughly
so they put
carved
a-
hole in the
Yeah, I
wall.
mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, he's not
What
like
purpose
actually
could this have
like
had?
making fun of you. I think if anything, it's kind of like he's like very hostile, and like all
This
of them
stone
are.
is some sort of trigger. I've jammed the rod. It's a roughly carved hole in the wall. What purpose could... I can't use these two things together.
Couldn't put that rod in the hole right now. I think you can't. I think actually that what I needed to do was to bring
Whoa.
the what's it called?
I can't use
Yeah.
these two things together.
I should have brought like the blue crystal that we used to charge up the tram here. But I also only think that
That
was kind of
should
like a
only-
hint for how to proceed. It's not like the actual, you know, intended solution, I guess.
There's a signal. It doesn't...
And I know it's not this one.
I can't use...
Like, I assume it's not gonna be any of these
It
either.
won't do anything. It won't accomplish anything. It won't do anything. I can't use these two things together. It won't do anything. I don't want to damage this. It won't accomplish anything. I can't use these two things together. It won't do anything. It won't do anything. It won't accomplish anything.
Yeah, I can't use this. I can't use this. I can't use this. Yeah, I know. It kind of like gets a bit annoying. Thankfully, like this
It won't
game
do
doesn't
anything.
really. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. It will take me forever if I don't. So I'd much rather just like get over this bit and like keep moving if possible. So let's see. Spire. Wait, what? It says here, go back outside and you'll notice a patch of dirt that's glowing. Wipe it away to allow the moonlight to flow inside the tomb. But where? Like, where exactly is that? Can we... No. Yeah. It's not here either. I don't get it.
Whoa. There's light seeping through.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh. Yeah, of course I didn't remember this. There is something that I forgot to do before I was done with, well, everything. And that's kind of on me, unfortunately. So, normally once you're done with, like, fixing the... There we go. Once you're, like, kind of, like, done fixing the, like, the little laser at, like, the middle of the room, you do actually need to come back and get, like, the crystal from the control panel. Wait, not this one.
It won't do anything.
Yeah, there we go. I missed this. Yep. This is like the problem in this, like exactly as you say it. It's like when you've replayed this like a million times, there's usually like a general idea of how to solve everything, but then there's like this one step that you may have forgotten about. And as demonstrated here, this is kind of what screws you over as well. So yeah, this is what we need to do to solve this. We need to illuminate it from below first. There we go.
Now we've got some decent lighting.
God, I
That should hold.
can't believe I forgot this. So yeah, see now here like the dirt is glowing, so you can kind of like clear it out to let the
There's something
moonlight go in.
smooth under the dirt. A lens. Light must pass through it down into...
Haha. Whoa. Gee, I wonder what this is. It looks very hostile. Hopefully we don't have to fight it or anything later on.
I worry this statue is life-sized.
It is.
I hope I don't get kicked out for destroying the exhibit.
Oh, so funny.
It's jammed. I can't get it out.
Also lightweight. I mean, I think in this case it's just like super old, and that's kind of what like makes it crumble more than anything else.
There's still a little flesh clinging to these old bones.
Ew, gross. So yeah, I think this is where we use the goldenrod, right? Uh-oh.
Oh, now suddenly we've got guard dogs. Where did he come from anyway?
Well,
He just rose up out of a pile of bones near the door. After a crystal fell from the wall.
yeah, I mean, it's clearly like one
Not a
of those
bad
life
system of
crystals.
keeping guard dogs around. Even if they die of old age, just drop a crystal on him and there he is again, barking his brains out. That wouldn't work with this creature. He just rose up out of a pile after a...
So what did we need to do here?
That wouldn't work.
I kind of think that we need to ask for help from like either like
Brink,
Brink
come in.
or
Great. He's decided to play hide and seek. Well, I don't have... Robbins, come...
Robin's here.
The map shows... Thanks.
okay, I guess that's not how we need to solve this.
Look, it's the ugly twins.
How lucky, right? I mean, it's
That
like
worked
a
out rather well.
point and click game. It's fine.
That'll teach you guys not to mess with Boston Low. Space Commander.
So I think we're meant to use the gold rod on like this. Yep, there we go.
The door evaporated when the engraving touched the slot.
More crystals. Yeah, we will get
This
to
is
that.
the engraving we found in the shipwreck. The one the first ghost gave us. This must be where the ghost wanted us to come all along.
Uh-huh.
Maggie, I found something. It's far below the tomb, past some pretty ugly guards. A dead alien sealed inside a crystal pyramid.
Sounds like they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
Must have been important to him. A king or something.
Or it terrified them.
I think this guy's like meant to be like the
Remember,
architect
this is the
of this
land
place
of the life
eventually.
crystals. Dead doesn't necessarily mean dead. Maybe they were trying to keep it from being found and revived.
But this is where the ghost wanted us to go. The key to the last door was the key that the first ghost showed us, back in the ruined spaceship.
Still, you don't have a key to the pyramid, right? Besides, how do you know the ghost is our friend? Brink died by digging where the ghost pointed.
I hate not having enough information.
No kidding.
I'm working as fast as I can to get this stuff translated. I'm so close I can taste it.
Fine,
Gross.
keep working. Call me if you think of anything helpful. Looks like a panel. It's the remain. Looks like... It's the remain. He's very tall. Or I'm very short. I wish I didn't keep thinking of
Can
the
I
term
say how much I
bite-size.
like the design of these aliens, though?
Please be friendly. I hope you're friendly. I'm certainly friendly. Let's all be friends.
Yep.
Naham Chianak Trestelum, Kalatisia Nea Eklash Park.
Yeah, now as far as I remember, he just like says the exact same thing over
What
and
are
over.
those ghosts that were giving us hints now and then?
Zulsen Sloak Nats,
I've been... Do they?
Zulsen Sloak Natsla,
He's just like
Was
saying
it-
the same thing
so-
for like.
Nayak Najutsa, Ia Klatsi,
Like we're not actually like getting any.
If you don't want me to have this...
Zulsen Sloak
Well, hey, we should...
Ratso.
He did.
I better tell Maggie about this.
But yeah, all of like this is just to trigger this bit where Maggie kind of like gets in trouble. There we go.
Maggie. Come in, Maggie.
Yes? What?
Maggie, you won't believe what just happened.
Boston, I think I've got it. I've got the language. I can read this stuff now.
Can you speak it? Because I've got this...
But take this inscription here. I'm pretty sure it's talking about...
Maggie?
My mind must be playing tricks on me.
Like such a nice cutscene
What were
here.
you saying about...
Oh! What are you? What do you want?
What's happening? What's going on?
Boston! Brink! Anybody!
Maggie! Brink! Come in, wherever you are, we need you. Something's happened to Maggie.
You're
Damn.
not supposed to ask him. I mean, you're supposed to ask him, but you're not supposed to get answers before before you've actually like gone back to help Maggie and just like get the translation, I guess. Yeah, I know. I'm also just saying. Okay, up we go. Out we go. No, wait, it's not like the map spire, it's like the museum spire.
She's gone. Not a trace. Not a sign of struggle. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The screens must be part of one large computer. A control. If this is a library, then this must be where you search and retrieve data.
So yeah, basically what you're like meant to remember here, remember it as so thoroughly as me. I mean, clearly I don't remember it as thoroughly as I should. So yeah, we are actually supposed to like get the hint about like that creature that we saw, because you know it's like a nest here, if you remember, like off the side of the wall. And there we go.
Maggie! Is that you? Are you alright?
Oh.
How could you be alright bound up in that web like that? Robbins. Maggie, I'll try to think of something.
Don't take too long. I think that thing likes me.
Thanks. It looks like a grate sealing something off.
So as far as I remember, you're supposed to tell her to like pull that thing off somehow.
Incident.
No, I didn't.
Maggie,
This is get me.
have you
Yeah.
found a way to translate?
Translate this. Get me.
Maggie, I'll try. I thought of...
Can we please?
Thanks.
So yeah, we actually need to get here to pull this off.
It won't accomplish anything. If I go there, his lunch.
So let me see. Do I remember this correctly?
It looks like a grate sealing something off.
Let's see. Pretty accurate, possibly.
Boston, where are you going? I'm over here. Bring help.
Yeah, that's kind of like the hint. She says like bring help, and that's kind of like meant to get you to think that you need to go get Brink here. So let's see, Tombspire. There we go. Now you can see like Brink in the background, which we couldn't see before. Like he's like right over there. I think we just like need to ask him to help us first.
What are you doing here, Lo? I don't want you here.
Something happened to Maggie. She needs our help.
Then go help her. What I'm doing here is important.
Hey, if we felt that way about you, you'd still be dead.
You're the tough guy, Lo. You're the hero.
Oh wow.
Go do your hero activities and let me do the science.
So yeah, there's like another difference in this location. Now you can see like his stash of crystals. If we try
What
to
do you
take
think you're
them,
doing?
he's like getting very aggressive. So let's see if I remember
don't-
correctly. I need to steal his crystal stash. Let me see. And I think we do that by spooking him with the buds. So once we do that, we
Come on,
can
guys.
like
Let's get a look at you.
coerce him into helping us with Maggie.
No! Go away!
Also, like a very funny sequence here. Like the yells are kind of like priceless.
You thief! Give those back!
Nope, not yet.
I will, Brink. After you help me find Maggie.
I'm not going to waste one moment on such a meaningless task.
Yes, you will, Brink. If you ever want these life crystals back.
Oh.
You're a miserable bully, Lo. Typical military mind. Pushing other people around.
Right. So follow me and do as you're told. Is that rational enough for you?
You remember the scene? Yeah, it's kind of like a very funny, kind of like memorable scene. Let's see, map spire. Okay. So yeah, we're like actually meant to use Brink as a distraction in order to get back to up to the waterfall, so that we can redirect the flow of the water so that Maggie pulls the the thing here, like the stick from the grate. It kind of like gushes the water away
Unless we
with
want
the
to end up
spider.
where Maggie is, we've got to get by this thing.
The obvious plan is for one of us to distract him while the other one slips by.
Maybe you are thinking better, Brink. You want to sneak or distract?
I'll be the diversion. Come here, you phlegm carapace, slime-faced, mucus-brained, furry-legged abductor of luminously intelligent but pulchritudinous earth women.
Oh, that was like a very deep joke there.
Lo, you idiot! Why are you standing there?
I'm still trying to figure out what you said.
Move your silly buttocks, you fool!
Boston, where are you going? I'm over here. Don't leave me.
Water is pouring. Water is pouring through that hole. Maggie, come in. Maggie. Brink. Great.
Oh, hold on.
The shovel won't help. At this point, I'm ready to try any
push it?
damn thing.
Yeah, which you actually couldn't do before. Let's see, let's go back to the nest.
Where were you? This monster has me trapped.
Boston, where have you been?
I've diverted some of the water from the falls. I thought some of it might flow through here and wash the monster away.
Well, instead, the monster's got Brink trapped up there.
I think the water Robbins. What is that down there by you, Maggie? It looks like a grate sealing something off.
It's a grate sealing something off.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Bob?
I think the water I diverted from the waterfall is flowing right to that grate. There should be a lot of pressure behind it.
I'll remember that if I need a bath.
I've got to find a way to get rid of your six-legged boyfriend once and for all, Maggie.
Just try to do it before he gets rid of me once and for all.
Thanks. I don't want to be the one to attract this guy. He smells pretty. Drink. There's a grate down by Maggie. If you can lure the monster over toward it, then when Maggie unclogs the grate, the water I diverted will hit it like a fire hose.
This is seriously your plan?
Hey, it's gonna work.
Do you have a better one?
Maggie, can you get the grate open?
Has anybody thought of the fact that if it does spout water like a fire hose, I'm right here?
That's a good point, Maggie. Hold on tight.
How do I hold on tight when I'm unclogging a grate?
That's why you get the big bucks.
Do it then. Just do it. It's only my life anyway.
Come on, you ponderous exoskeleton. You cocoon-eating lobster face, cave-dwelling arthropoidal elementary sphincter muscle.
Whoa. Such a satisfying
Maggie,
solution.
you made it.
How's my hair?
You're worried about your...
I was joking, Boston. You know, like you strong, manly types do when you just about get killed.
Maggie's safe now. I satisfied our little deal. So give me my crystals and let me get back to work.
Brink, it's time for us to work together on...
I said give them to me! Take one more step closer, Maggie, and you'll wish you were back with that giant lobster.
Oh. And like I think he even like steals our crystals as well.
He sure is weird.
Now what?
I've been getting the feeling that the ghosts want us to help them.
You don't say. She's like said the
As if
exact
they were
opposite.
stuck and wanted out.
Like
Stuck how?
2 minutes ago.
Well, the library console seemed to indicate that they may have left this world for another. What if they want to come back, but can't?
I don't know. How will we go about helping? Assuming that's what they want. And they wouldn't eat us when they got back.
So this has always been kind of like weird to me because in like the previous
Beats
conversation
me.
with Maggie, it's
I'm
like
just
kind of like
interpreting.
reversed. She's like the one that says you don't know what they want, and he's the one that says, but they're trying to help us, blah blah blah.
Robbins.
So yeah, now like Maggie is
Never
kind of
mind.
like following us
Rob-
around. Oh, come on.
Never
Get out
m-
of the way. So we can. I think we can also come here now to get here to like explain what this is. Yeah, but you can always go back and
Look
get
at it, Maggie.
more crystals from like
It shimmers, but it doesn't seem real.
museum spire.
A kind of light that's just on the edge of existence.
Something like this. You'd think they would have written about it somewhere. They've written about every other phenomenon here.
Can you? Oh wait, was that like the?
Can you look at this inscription, Maggie?
Was it like at this time that he goes and like steals all of the other
Does it
crystals
say
as
anything
well?
that might help?
It wasn't clear to me before, but now I can see. Boston. It exactly describes that strange field of almost light.
What does it say?
It's a set of instructions. Now it makes perfect sense.
Aha. Hey, Mana, welcome. How's it going? How are we doing today? Do I dig this? I do
I
actually
just
a lot.
twist this.
This is like actually one of my favorite point and click adventure games of like
Everything's so
all time.
simple when you read the directions.
How are we doing today? How's it going? Nope. Did I skip something by accident? Yeah, I did. My bad.
This island was brought back from another dimension.
You okay? That's good. How is the end of the week
Look at it. It's
going?
a
Actually, like very tired. I'm sorry. I'm probably not gonna be like very conversational today. Like I think like Rooks has been here for the last hour. He can probably already tell I'm very tired today. So just like I really didn't like want to. Oh, starting a part-time job training. Nice. Congratulations. So maps, no, not map spire, sorry, museum spire, 3 days a week. I mean, fair enough. Is it like a full day schedule for those 3 days? No, see, you can still like get crystals because you actually need to go with Maggie to the ancient and like get him to translate. So how did we do this? So one thing we need to do is go to the Tomb Spire and get the translations, right? Yeah, when the machine he's working is ready, that's when it kind of like happens. But before then, you still need to kind of like go speak to the ancient, or like the architect, I think his name is. And Maggie can kind of translate everything. So let's see.
Here's where my alien education either pays off or we die.
Yep.
Die?
I mean,
As long as I don't accidentally offend him, we'll be okay.
accidentally.
Aklash Park.
He says, open your mouth, which is their way of saying speak.
Okay.
You do the talking, Maggie, so you can understand each other.
So the game does something very cool
Speak.
here. It's not actually translating what he's saying, but we're like kind of like hearing it from Maggie's point of view.
The creatures who live here now, Did you people know of them, or did they come later?
Millions of years have passed since then. What once were pets or companions have followed their own evolutionary paths.
So yeah, this thing's like basically the dog
They
of
have
the
become as
of its
beautiful
time.
or as terrible, as clever or as stupid as it was in them to be.
No.
The monster who captured me. Are there any more of them?
That one did not evolve. It was made.
Oh, all right. That's the one of the
And
things.
there are as many of them as are needed.
The island we found. Where was it hidden?
It's like a different
It left
dimension,
this
right?
reality.
Yeah.
But only a little way. It can come back, because it never fully left.
Okay, so you'll just have to give me 2 minutes to do something really, really fast. And I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, where were we?
The island moves
Either
in and out
other
of our
dimensions,
reality?
other realities, this kind of
It
thing.
loses substance with every passage. We thought we could take our world with us into space-time 6. It could not be done.
When something leaves our reality, where does it go?
To a place where time is infinite in all directions. But because it does not move along a single line, it can never be predicted or controlled. Those who go there from here cannot change anything. They are nothing but observers. Forever.
Who are you, Honored One?
The bringer of misfortune.
Yep, he's the architect.
Please tell me who you are.
I am the doer who undoes. The creator who uncreates.
I am the annoying one.
And yet, I would gladly be the destroyer who undestroys. The dangerous one who protects.
Everyone following this?
Speak plainly. Tell us who you are.
Once, I was hailed as the greatest mind my people ever produced. I tried to bring them power and happiness. I gave them power to leave this world, to leave their bodies, to enter an existence as pure mind, eternally perfect. But I could
Big
not give them the
mistake.
power to return and reclaim their abandoned bodies, their decaying world. They are lost and cannot return.
Thank you for helping us.
I will only have helped you when you give up your foolish plan.
We're not giving up.
My only consolation is that true death comes closer with each dying.
Good job of translating, Maggie.
He speaks very slowly and clearly, but I'm also pretty damn good. Are you sure we want to leave?
Nope.
He's
So, yeah.
a living encyclopedia.
This has always puzzled me. I don't know why it kind of like cuts off on like the conversation halfway through. Maybe it's like to give you the impression that the crystals can't be like the effect of the crystals isn't like
Did you
permanent.
invent the
I
life
guess.
crystals? To raise the dead is the greatest achievement we've seen.
What raises the dead can debase the living.
Are there side effects to the crystals?
Yep.
What the crystals create is not a life, but a slave.
Uh-huh.
So when the life crystals restore you, you aren't really alive?
They restore the cells and the organs, but take away all that made the life worth living.
Then why did you make them?
Our society became obsessed with living eternally.
And
I
again, can I just like
underestimated
say
the
how much I
breadth and
like
danger of the obsession.
the design of these aliens?
Crystals are
Like
the
the
second
little like
worst
wings at
mistake
the back
I
and
made.
the kind of like the body shape, I guess. It's
The
like
metal
so
plates
good.
we found.
I don't know. It's like very distinct.
What are they?
They are authority and power.
They could have gone with like a
Each
much more
shape
humanoid
has a meaning.
design, I
And
guess.
when they are fitted together, they have a new meaning.
Uh-huh.
If we put the control plates in the triangle, what will happen?
You will open the door to beauty without boundaries, and to trouble without end.
Have you...
I had a name when I was alive. Now that I am again and again dead, what need have I for names? My body is now so ancient that the crystals scarcely have power over me. I rise for a few minutes, and then I fall again. Soon, I will cease to rise at all. Only then will my grief end. I want no name or memory to live after me.
The monster...
That it
Yeah, we've actually like been through all of this, so
and there
When something...
blah 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 blah. So kind of like mashing like the skip dialogue button here.
you.
help yourself.
Because we've actually
Never
like been
look
through
into
the
impossible eye. You don't have the strength to return from that place.
because like we actually like seen all this dialogue, and like this is kind of like a nice thing with like the LucasArts games of like that time. They all had like they all mapped it on like the period key, but you can actually just like press it and it will skip the current line of dialogue, which is nice. What is not nice is that I can't actually remember what I'm meant to be doing now, if I'm being honest.
Brink. Brink, there's a dead alien sealed inside a crystal tomb.
In a culture that can raise the dead, they probably have a good reason when they choose to bury somebody instead of reviving him. Now leave me alone.
Can you tell me?
I don't have time to waste on foolish discussion of nothing.
There are side effects to the life crystals, Brink. They change your personality. They seem to be making you crazy.
Yes, the poor, ignorant fools who slog through the mud of inferior mental functions. They look at brilliance and call it madness.
Yep, he's gone cray-cray.
Why do I bother? Talk. It doesn't look safe to walk there.
So where did we need to go again?
Look at it, man. It's a
Yeah, we've found this already. Why do I keep thinking that we like meant to find like the last oh, opening. God damn it. Yeah, I totally missed this before.
What was so important that they left us exact instructions on how to get here?
Maybe that metal plate over there.
Consider the fact that he's like his Eastern European accent to signify his descent to madness. Well, actually, he's like, I don't know if you've ever played this game.
That's
but,
the fourth one.
He's like the idea was that like this game kind of starts with the expedition being sent into like an asteroid that's about to impact Earth, and it's kind of like a multicultural one. There's like well, actually, yeah, that's actually, now that you mention it, like he's like the
If
only
it's like the metal
non-American
plates in
guy
Attila, these four
on
should fit together in that triangle matrix.
on like the expedition.
You have the most cheerful thoughts, Ms. Robbins.
If you had been abducted by a monster and then half drowned, you might be pessimistic too.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah,
you
I
lived,
kind of like
didn't you?
missed it. You know how these
And
things
your
are.
hair looks terrific again.
You sure know how to make a girl feel good.
We'd better go find Brink again, in case these metal plates do the job.
He threatened to kill me the last time I saw him. Maybe it would be safer if we leave him and send an expedition back to get him later. An armed expedition.
There's no guarantee we'll ever get back. For all we know, this is a one-way trip.
You're right. We can't leave him. He scares me, Boston. Worse than the monster.
They're both just hungry for something.
But Brink is smarter. More dangerous.
We're smart too. Let's go.
So yeah, one thing is that like he's supposed to be like he's like German as far as I remember. Like the accent doesn't really factor much into like how like he went crazy. But yeah, it's actually I never really like realized, but he's the only like European person on like the expedition.
That was a powerful one.
Commander Lowe, can you hear me?
Brink, we're looking for you. We've got the last of the metal plates and we...
Listen to me, Commander. I'm trapped. I need your help.
Where are you?
It's near one of the light bridges. An arched bridge over a waterfall, and then into a crevice in the rock. You must have been there. You're the one who's been turning on all the light bridges, aren't you?
Hold tight, we're on our way.
Hold tight! Very funny.
Yep. So that happened. But before we go save him, give me just a moment to do something else. So as far as I remember, he aside from just like going and stealing all of the like the life crystals, he also comes and like steals all of the plates from here. So you can't actually access like the end game area.
We better go find Brink again.
Oh,
in case these
it won't
metal
actually let
plates
me
do
do
the
it.
job.
He threatened to kill me the last. Maybe it would be safe and
Yeah,
There's-
we've been through
They're
the.
both...
But-
We're...
So yeah, he's at the planetarium spire. No, hold on. It's like the tomb spire. No.
Robbins.
God, no. I misclicked.
Never mind.
Back. The planetarium spire. Map tram. Come on. Museum tram. It's not this one. Planetarium tram. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I've actually never like realized that he's. Well, I did realize, but I never like really paid attention to how he's like the only European on the expedition. And he does seem like a bit too ambitious at the start, but this whole like way he's behaving is stuff happened in the game, and we basically like brought him back to life with one of those green crystals that he's talking about, the life crystals, which apparently make you go a little crazy when you use them. So let's see. He should be. I think his hand is stuck like on this side of the. There we go.
You've just got your hand jammed in the rock? I thought you were in real trouble, Brink.
When would it be real trouble, Commander? When it's your hand?
I don't go sticking my hand in the cracks.
Yes.
I was reaching for a life crystal, and then the rock shifted. My circulation is cut off. No blood is getting to my hand. You can't pull me out, Commander. Don't leave me to die here, even if you have to cut off my hand.
Yep.
Don't be so dramatic, Brink. Nobody's going to cut off your hand.
That's what you think.
Don't make promises you might not be able to keep, Maggie.
Are you serious? He's just got a stuck hand.
It's a race to see whether gangrene kills him before he dies of thirst or starvation.
You'd cut it off.
Of course he would. The military trains you to recognize necessity, and do it.
It would be easier if I had anything to cut it with.
Chew it off then!
Oh, I would, Brink. But human teeth can't bite through bone.
After all that's happened to us, this may be the most horrible.
Yep.
Do something, Commander! Do it now!
So I do remember you need to find some kind of like jawbone to like be able to cut him loose, I guess. And I think it's here? No. Where did we pick one of those up, though? This is actually one of like the more memorable scenes in the game, but I do not remember how, like, where you got the jawbone from. I want to say that it might have been up at the surface. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's like the alarm. Okay, fair enough. I want to say it's like back up on the surface, but again, I'm not like very sure about that. Might be right. Let's see if we can remember. I think you get it exactly where you get like the task as well. Come on. Because the game won't actually let you put the like the final like panel in there, because like, you know, you need to get Brink as well. Let's see. So I think
Nothing but dirt.
no, it's not in here. It's like this one.
Something's looking. It looks like some... This might take...
Yeah. In case it's still... Yeah, there we go. Jawbone. Yeah, it's like another thing that I forgot at the
What do you
very start
think?
of the game.
Was this the skull of a sentient being? Or a pet? Or a beast of burden?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's dead.
It's a strange-shaped jawbone. The teeth still look strong.
Uh-huh. This would have been a lot more foreboding if we had picked it up like when the game started, instead
Robbins.
of like right before the end. Because I
Never
think we're
mind.
only like maybe half an hour away from like finishing this. Let's see. Planetarium spire. I'm just like skipping through all of these because like we've seen them like a million times. But yeah, there isn't like much to do after this. I think he kind of like staunches the wound with another life crystal, and then he kind of like goes and gets he steals the rest of them, I guess, and also the plates.
You're going to saw off his hand with a jawbone?
The teeth are razor sharp.
What about anesthetic?
Do it, Commander!
Brace yourself, Brink. I can't believe you endured so much pain without fainting.
I'm fine. But I'll need more crystals.
Okay, there's like a small detail here that, like, maybe the first time you've played the game, you might not notice. I called attention to this the last time as well. The more the game progresses and the more kind of like downward spiral that Brink goes, you can kind of see the color drain off of his face. Because like originally he's kind of like, his sprite is kind of like the same flesh tone as Boston Lowe and Maggie Robbins. So if you see now over there, it's kind of a more dull grayish color. Which I think was like a nice little detail to show that he's kind of not okay anymore. He's more grayish, yeah. Like normally his color was exactly the same as the other two, so it kind of like goes gradually through the game. If you take the time to go and find him in like the course of the entire game, yeah, kind of dried out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, they're trying to hint that his blood has been draining and now he's like being like kept alive just by the crystals.
Come with us to the Triangle Matrix. We've got all the metal plates. We think it's gonna take us home.
You don't know where it's going to take you. I'd rather gather more life crystals.
What if it does take us home, Brink? What if we can't come back and get you? Do you want to stay here forever? Then what will happen to your research into the life crystals?
Yes, I see your point. I'll go with you to try out these metal plates. But if it doesn't get us home, then you two will stop interfering with me from then on. All right? You agree we have a deal?
Agreed.
All right, all right.
Dum dum dum. And as you can see, like, it's like even more pronounced here because like the whole background is kind of more orange-ish, so he contrasts with it a lot more.
That should do it.
Do what? What's happening?
Nothing is happening, that's what.
Oh.
That's not exactly nothing, Brink.
It's a door. You think Earth is on the other side? I think nothing is on the other side.
What did you expect? The Tooth Fairy to come and fly us all home? The door opened. Let's go see what's in there.
We had a deal. I came, these metal plates did not take us home, and now you will have to leave me alone forever. You gave me your word, and I expect you to keep it.
He is definitely insane.
Yep.
Is that your opinion as a journalist?
It's my opinion as a sane person.
So yeah, this is it, the final spire. I don't remember what it was though. But there is like a thing that like Brink does, like just before the end of the game, he goes and like steals something that you need. And the reason I remember that is because that's what like triggers Maggie telling you to not use the crystals on her if she dies, because she doesn't want to end up like Brink. So we'll see. I don't think like that far from like the game.
I saw something like this in the museum display. This machine was the greatest of the inventor's achievements.
Aha.
What does it do?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Do you think it might send us home?
Right now, it's doing nothing.
Oh.
It looks like there's a part missing here. There's a gap.
Okay, let's see. I think... Yeah, you need to go like this.
That doesn't fit here.
And what did you need to put in here?
It won't do anything. It looks like there's a part missing here. There's a gap.
The blue thingy. Wait, this? No, this is actually kind of like a tracker. It's supposed to be like an orb that kind of like points around. We used this in like a previous puzzle to follow around the kind of like a rat thing, I guess. There's like a collar that comes with it, and like when you hold the orb, it kind of like points to where the collar is. I do think you can kind of like come up here. As far as I remember, there's like a few more things that you can do.
I don't know how to work these controls.
Oh, is this it? Hey, Menino
I don't know
Mundi,
what to do
welcome.
with this.
How's
I
it
don't
going?
know
How are
what-
we doing today? How's it going? Let's see. I think it's like through here somewhere. Oh, there we go. It's like then there's like something in the nest.
Sorry, bird.
The
You'll have to
light
find your
bridge, I
new
think.
home.
I'm okay. I'm just like slightly tired, but you know, it happens. There we go. It's like the final light bridge. I think that if we go to the middle now, poor birds. Yeah, I know. Yep, there we go. It's like almost fully formed gateway.
It doesn't look safe to walk there. Robbins. We've got to try and turn on the inventor's machine. It's the only way to find out what it does.
What do we do? Search all these islands for a part when we don't even know what it looks like? Where are all those helpful hints now?
The hints were about things they deliberately hid to keep them safe. But this missing part, what if it was stolen? Or just corroded away?
Then all of this would be for nothing. Boston, somebody knows what the missing part does, and maybe even where it is.
Well, I don't know.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about somebody who was sealed in a crystal
Hint,
pyramid.
hint.
Thanks.
So let's see. Tomb Spire. So yeah, if you've noticed that this kind of like left us with only one crystal, this is on purpose. Because I think the game kind of like needs to make sure that we don't have any life crystals before the finale. Because you get like just one in order to start the bad ending, if you get it.
Speak.
Let's see. Strange device.
The machine in your laboratory, what does it do?
Where the lights all shine, it opens the eye.
The eye. Does that mean the crystal at the meeting place of the light bridges? The machine generated this eye.
The eye sees into all space and time. And where the eye sees, the mind can fly.
Was this eye the doorway into the place where your people went?
A door that can be crossed only one way.
You don't know that. If someone has a strong enough tie to reality,
You think you are stronger than all my people? Even they, the strongest
Yeah,
race
it's
known,
kind of like
could not overcome the temptation before it
it's
was
like a
too late.
weird turn at the story here. Like we suddenly decide that we need to save
if
this
we bring
alien
your people back
civilization.
to this world, then they can build a starship to take us home to Earth. It's our only chance. Maybe we'll fail, but you must let us try.
Since you think you are stronger and wiser than my people, I will let you have the fruit of your pride. I will tell you how to find the piece I hid. If you know how to ask, but it will cost you more than you ever imagined.
Well, okay, so let's
Please,
see.
don't play any more games with us. Where is the missing piece?
You cannot understand what will begin if you activate the eye.
Oh my god, just let me
You
try.
cannot bear to pay what it will cost you.
Yes, you've warned us. Now where is the piece?
Go to the map with this message and see what it shows you. I have said enough.
Thank you.
Help yourselves by giving up. Never
Yeah,
look
yeah.
into the impossible eye. You don't have the strength to return from that place.
So let's see. I think this is like also the point where we fight like the last of the Guardians. I distinctly remember there's like a puzzle where you need to...
Robbins.
God damn it. No. Wrong
Never
click.
mind.
There's like a puzzle where you need to like deactivate the light bridge so that like it falls to its death. Let's see. Blue pyramid, green pentagon. Let's see. It's a green pentagon, right? Green pentagon, blue pentagon. Okay, we got this one. And what was the last one? Oh, green hexagon. There we go. What will the map show us? It's like the only place
So
that we
that's
haven't
where the-
been.
Assuming he gave us the right code.
So confused by this game. Yeah, I guess like watching someone that's like already like played this to death kind of doesn't really help. I guess. I'm sorry about that.
Robbins.
So this is a
Never mind.
point-and-click adventure from 1995. It's one of the games I kind of like grew up playing, more or less. I think it's like somewhere around here. It goes to the like it's like the base of the waterfall. Beach. There we go. So where is it? Eye part. Oh my god, yeah, it's like right there in the foreground as well. Love the game's art.
I wish I knew what's going to happen when I get this piece back in place.
So yeah, it also doesn't really help that this is kind of like the end of the game as well. Love the art. Yeah, it's generally like LucasArts had like very, very nice well, backgrounds, I guess, in their games.
Robbins.
For like a 1995 game, this was like
Never mind.
extremely well like directed, I guess. So yeah, I'm kind of like double clicking to kind of like fast travel. So the idea is that at the start of the game, we that is to say the protagonist, this guy Boston Lowe, and Maggie Robbins, which is kind of like on his team, are sent from the Earth on a space shuttle to blow up an asteroid that is about to collide with Earth, kind of like the movie Armageddon. However, aside not aside, like unlike Armageddon, in this game you kind of like the asteroid turns out to be a giant spaceship that brings you to this alien world, and like the rest of the game you are kind of trying to escape, I guess. So yeah, we've like kind of like gone through a lot of stuff in order to find this place, which is like this room, this machine, which opens the portal to an alternate reality. There we go, there's Brink.
Where have you been?
Ooh.
Where have we been?
I need your crystals. All of them. Right now!
I mean, I don't have any.
Come on, Brink. How many crystals can one man use?
Not for me, you fools. I need them for my machine. For science. Research. Give
Sorry, I
them
don't like
to
this blonde
me!
guy. Yeah.
Machine? What are you talking
So
about?
yeah, basically he's gone insane.
I'm through talking! I'm not going to let anybody stand between me and the greatest scientific achievement in history!
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he comes and steals
I
the
only
two
have these
crystals.
few crystals left, Brink, but I'll be glad to share some of them if you want.
All of them!
Ah.
You didn't share anything, Lo. I took them! And it's a good thing you didn't fight me. I would have killed you to get these.
Oh boy.
You would have tried.
You two will be nothing but a footnote in the annals of my achievements.
He didn't damage the machine part, did he?
Nope. But he went a bit cray-cray. So yeah, the what happens here is that as soon as we get on to this
It fits,
planet,
but the machine still doesn't work. Did the alien lie to us, or does the machine need something else?
well, it does need a few crystals. But yeah, as soon as we get to like this planet, the blonde guy whose name is Brink, he
It's a row
died.
of crystals.
And we kind of found these weird green crystals that brought him back to life. But they seem to also have like the side effect of making him go like a bit crazy. A bit crazy. So yeah, this is kind of like the end of the game where he's kind of like gone insane, and we're like generally trying to just like power the machine. So yeah, if we go to the museum spire, we will find out that there are no more crystals here, because he's like taken all of them.
They're all gone.
Yep. So we need to go find him.
Get away from here! I won't let you break my life crystal machine!
We don't want to break anything.
And now you can like, totally like see
My
like the
machine isn't
difference
working
in
yet.
color between these two.
Yes, gloat if you want to. I've studied all the inscriptions. Maggie's not the only one who can decipher strange languages. I followed the plans I found, but there's still something missing, and without it the machine won't work. So if you think you can steal my life crystals again, Commander Lowe, think again. I'll kill you first, and believe me, no one will ever revive you.
Actually, you've robbed me twice, and I only robbed you once.
Yep.
So you're still one ahead.
Don't joke with me!
Don't joke with him, Boston.
What are you doing here? I have no need for your help.
So what was it that we needed to do here? Like forgetting.
Get the hell out of here! Just leave me alone!
Yeah, that doesn't work anymore.
It's kind of fun to disturb these bat things and make them fly around.
So what else could we do, right? Like there's no thing that we can give Brink to...
What do
know.
you...
Yeah, never mind.
I don't have time to waste on foolish discussion of nothing.
Robbins. As worried as I am for Brink, I can't help feeling a little angry at him.
He's wacko, nuts, out of his mind with greed. He's not himself. It's those damn crystals.
Oh. Do you think maybe we need to like...
Thanks. Robbins.
No. We don't need to talk.
Never mind.
I just like figured something out. I think we need to go and like bring the eye part to like this machine as well to make it work, because it has like the exact same kind of like slot. Oh boy, there's like a lot of back and forth. That's like the worst thing about like this engine, which I'm not actually sure if it's still meant to be like the scum engine from Monkey Island. Hey, Tuma, welcome. How's it going? How are we doing today? But yeah, like the worst thing about this is that like the scrolling, like the areas that have like scrolling backgrounds take forever to navigate.
I guess I'll take this with me.
Yeah, this one's like doubly as annoying because there's like, it's actually like 3 screens kind of like scrolling into one another vertically. It's okay, you guess? That's good. I also guess. But yeah, we're just like about to finish this, I think. There's like not a lot more to be done. I think this is like where Brink ends up dying as well, so that's kind of like out of the picture too.
I don't want that. It's just another artifact.
Brink, this is important. I think I know what piece is missing from your machine.
How can you know anything about this? You're not a scientist. You're just a strutting tin soldier.
Oh.
I think it's the same piece that the eye generator needed. I think it's the key to all this technology. The alien inventor hid it because without it, none of the machines he considers dangerous will work.
Why would the creator of life crystals think they were dangerous?
Because the crystals make you feel so good that they take over your life. All you care about is getting more of them. He said it was the second worst mistake he'd made.
And the worst mistake?
He didn't actually say that, did he?
So you and Maggie, you keep telling me I'm crazy. But you plan to make an even worse mistake.
I'll make you a deal, Brink.
Yes, like the deal you made before. I keep my part, but you go back on it.
I didn't go back on it. I just wanted to talk about it with you first.
No deals with liars and thieves.
Brink, you need what I had to make your machine work. But if it works, then you'll have plenty of life crystals, right? You could share them with us and it wouldn't cost you anything, right?
If you have the missing parts, yes.
That's my deal. Your machine, my part. 50-50 on the life crystals.
I know you plan to cheat me.
We won't even come near the machine when it's running. You divide up the life crystals.
Then what's to stop me from keeping them all?
Because I am trained as a military man, Brink. And if I ever actually decide to fight you, I don't care how strong and healthy you are.
Which he's not. Like
You
evidenced by the color and like
And then I
him
will take them
missing
all.
one arm.
Got it?
Get your missing part and put it in my machine. Even liars and thieves can bargain as long as they watch each other very
That sounded
carefully.
like so dirty. Get your part and put it in my machine. It's like so stupid. That escalated quickly. I mean, yeah, they kind of have like this rivalry going on.
I just don't know how yet to link them up.
It's like vague innuendo. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
It fits perfectly. This is how the aliens designed the life crystal machine to work.
Nothing's happening.
Yes, it is. It's vibrating.
Oh.
Be patient.
There's like a lot of innuendo
Who
in this
knows how
dialogue.
fast it's supposed to work? We'll just have to wait.
Suits me fine. We'll split them 50-50, right?
Of course.
50-50. Look, there's one. And another.
2.
Is that all? Just 2? I need more than 2.
I don't know about that, Brink, but it's a sure thing I need more than 1. You still have all the crystals you stole from me and every other place on these islands.
Don't touch them.
50-50, you said, Brink. Well, you must have hundreds of life crystals. It's not even 50-50 if I take these 2.
I knew you were a liar and a
Uh-oh.
cheat.
You weren't gonna let me have even one of these.
I'll make the machine even better. It will produce more.
Not till we're gone, it won't. I need that machine part to run the eye generator.
You will take nothing from this machine, you lying thief!
Once the eye is working, you can either come back with us to Earth, or you can stay here, take the part out of the eye generator and put it back in your own machine. Just have a little patience.
No! My machine is stopping! You've wrecked my machine!
Uh-oh.
You're a dead man!
Brink, please. We don't have to fight. You can have the part back after we're done with it.
Everything you say is a lie!
Maggie, tell him.
If you say a word, Maggie, I'll kill you too!
Yeah, that
Frank.
escalated quickly.
Don't make me hurt you.
You won't hurt me when you're dead!
It's like weird that like the yeah, this like firstly like this is like how
Frank!
he dies.
Oh, Maggie, please believe me. I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want him dead.
Just to like save the hero, the having to do it himself. So now he's like, all good. He's like still the hero. Haven't killed anyone.
It wasn't Brink who died here. Brink died when he fell down the hole when we first arrived. What just fell over the cliff was someone else. Someone alien. Created by those death crystals.
Yep, and this is like where we
Maggie,
get
are
like
we
the
making an
hint on
even
how
worse
to get
mistake?
the secretly
By
bad
activating the
ending.
eye?
Staying in this world any longer than we have to. That's the worst mistake we could make.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to do anything we can to survive.
But what if we die trying?
Don't you get it, Boston? This place is worse than death. I'd rather die than stay here.
Robbins. Never mind.
So how much more was there? I think we're gonna get about like maybe 10 or so minutes before the end. Actually, I think we need to also activate these first. Come on, go up. So. So. What's up? What is this game about? Well, it's about...
The alien was right. This
Kind
thing
of,
has already killed one of us.
Weird. Space travel gone Borg. Well,
But
actually,
it's back in place.
it kind of starts as a kind of like Armageddon, like the movie. There's this huge asteroid at the start of the game that gets detected by NASA and is about to smash into the Earth. So they make this expedition of like astronauts that get sent up into the asteroid to place nukes on it in order to divert its course so that it like doesn't hit Earth. And when they do, they discover that it is actually hollow. So they go in to investigate it, which is the guy that died, Brink, Maggie, which is the lady that's following us, and Boston Lowe, the protagonist. And as soon as they do, they activate like this weird like panel thingy, and the entire asteroid kind of turns into a spaceship and brings them to this world. And then you just like spend the entirety of this game trying to escape, more
The
or less.
crystals Brink died for.
That's like the what's it called? That's like the entire story in a nutshell. In between, we discover that an alien civilization has been dead for like 1,000,000 years on this world because they tried to make themselves immortal through the machine that we are trying to activate now, and that didn't really work
It's a
out for
row
them.
of crystalline devices.
And we also discovered that the green crystals that I just use are
I don't know how to work these controls.
okay, so what do we do now? But yeah, that the green crystals that I use are kind of meant to be a what's it called?
I don't know what to do with this device. Robbins.
They can kind of like bring people back to life, which is what happened to Brink. But when
You're the one who read the alien books.
when we brought him back to life, we found out
What
that
exactly
the crystals
happens
have like
when we
side
turn it
effects.
on with enough life crystals in it?
And he slowly like went insane, which is why he attacked us here at the end of the game. Games looks vaguely familiar. I mean, it is like one of LucasArts' more
It would have
lesser
taken me
well-known
years to
adventures,
read
but
everything, Boston.
it is
And I
fairly
didn't understand
well-known.
half of what I read. But there's no doubt that this machine is dangerous.
Promise me you won't revive me.
The alien warned us it might cost us more than we expected.
What does that mean?
It might mean that just turning on the machine might kill us.
You mean he booby-trapped the thing?
I mean that the machine may draw on more than life crystals. It may drain the life out of whoever uses it.
Then I'm running the controls.
Don't be absurd.
She's like remarkably
It might do nothing,
knowledgeable for
too.
someone that doesn't really know.
Or it could kill whoever isn't at the controls. I just want to tell you,
No goodbyes. We're gonna make it home together, Maggie.
I'm not sentimental, Boston. I wasn't going to say goodbye. I just want you to promise me something.
After you saw me break every promise I made to Brink, you want me to make another one to you?
What happened with Brink couldn't be helped, Boston. I know you'll keep your word with me.
What's the promise?
If I die, and you live, don't use any life crystals on me. Don't revive me. Do you understand?
Are you sure?
I saw what Brink became. I don't want that to happen to me. You wouldn't be saving Maggie Robbins. You'd be creating a monster with my memories, my face. Don't do it. Promise me.
I promise, Maggie. And vice versa, okay?
All right.
And now you tell me the truth about something, Maggie. Are you sure you didn't find out somewhere that something bad happens to the person at the controls of this machine?
Boston, I don't know any more than you do about what will happen when I switch this thing on.
If that's a lie, I'm gonna be really ticked off, Maggie.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a lie. But she will die.
Here we go.
So yeah, this is like when the game actually gives us the hint, I guess, onto how to trigger the bad ending. Because the game actually give it a moment to play through.
It's stuck. I'll have to pry it open.
Be careful. Maggie! Maggie, you liar! You knew this would happen.
The eye.
It worked. The eye is restored.
Worth it then. Go home.
Maggie.
So yeah, I'm gonna make a save here because I want to show off like the differences between the good and the bad ending. It's just like one scene, unfortunately.
Poor kind Maggie. I don't know what to do with this device.
This is like the final boss of the game.
I should have known the inventor would have one more trick up his sleeve.
No, hold on. No. We need to turn the lens.
Here's the lens that shapes the light for the bridge.
Oh wait, do we actually just like need to turn it off from here? Yeah, there we go. Easiest boss fight ever.
That was the inventor's last chance to stop me. I will get out into Space-Time 6. I will bring the people of this place back home, and they will build me a starship that will take me back to Earth.
So here's
guess
the
this is the
good
real test.
ending. Let's watch.
Can a practical guy from Earth do what all the
So
builders
let
of
me
this
just,
place
like,
failed to
go
do?
to desktop.
Can I go into Space-Time 6 and still find my way back to reality? Only one way to find out. It's beautiful. A guy could get lost here real easy. No. No, I'm not going any farther into this place. I'm staying here, where I can get back out again.
You are as strong as we hoped, human.
I can understand you.
In Space-Time 6, all living minds communicate perfectly. You stand at the doorway, human. You show us all the pathway back to life. To reality. To a place where we will someday die, yes, but we will have a life before we die.
Every past and future. I can see them all, but which one is real?
Go back now, human. Take me home. My people have their bodies, their bones, their lives again. We owe you a great debt, Commander Lowe.
All I want, now that my friends are dead, is to go back to Earth and tell the story of how they died.
Why not let them tell their own story?
I wish.
You knew the way home, but I know all the other paths through time and space.
Wait! Don't go back there!
I have brought you a gift.
Maggie! Brink! You're alive again!
We were lost, but this being found us and led us back.
Maggie! I thought I'd lost you forever.
So you really didn't try to resurrect me with the crystals?
No, I promised you. And besides, what the crystals bring back from death, it wouldn't have been you.
I know, Boston. You kept your word. And yet, you did find a way to bring me back from death.
It wasn't me, but I'm glad you're here.
And I'm free of the madness of the crystals, too. You did it, Lowe.
No, it was our friend here.
No, the credit belongs to you. We once revered a great inventor because he opened the door to unchanging eternity. But you opened the passageway back into true life.
All I am is a guy who wants to get back home.
Already my people are preparing a great crystal starship to take you there.
Yeah, I was kind of like
But we
the
can
I'm a
come
regular
back, can't
guy.
You and any others who wish to come.
This is kind
You
of
are
like
a
when
young
this
people,
game, as much as I
strong
love it,
and full of
kind of
hope
like
and passion.
falls apart.
We have
'Cause
much to teach you, and you have much
It
to
makes
share with us
this
as well.
ending be so saccharine,
There will
so
be friendship between our
impossibly
species
good,
forever.
like such an impossibly like
hope you're
happy
right.
ending that it
Not
doesn't
all
really
human
work
beings
with
are
like
as,
all the rest
nice
of the game.
as us.
This cheesy
Oh,
AF.
I
Yeah,
know.
exactly that. It's like very,
All young species are like that.
I don't know. It's like very doesn't
But don't worry.
like fit the rest of the themes of the game. That's kind of like the
If
it's sweet
any
enough
of
for you
your
to
people
puke.
try to
Exactly.
pick a fight,
Like I said, it's like very
you'll mash
saccharine.
them like bugs.
How reassuring.
The ship is almost ready. Go home and tell your people what has been accomplished here.
Telling the people, that's Maggie's job.
And getting us home, that was yours. You did it, Boston.
Thank you, Boston.
We all thank you, Boston Low.
Yeah, you're amazing, Boston Low. Which is kind of like the weird thing. Why is Brink so like old when he gets like brought back to life? So yeah, by the way, that thing that like, oh, you kept your promise and you didn't revive me, that's like the literal only thing that changes in the bad ending. Maybe just drained of life. I mean, yeah, but flying D12. Yeah, it's kind of like the same ship that brought us here to begin with. And that's it. This was the dig. It took us around like 5-ish hours to get through it. So yeah, if you've checked this out, it says designed and directed by Sean Clark, based on a concept by Steven Spielberg, dialogue by Orson Scott Card, yes, that Orson Scott Card, additional story by Steven Spielberg, and additional story by Brian Moriarty. So this went like through 3 different project leads before they kind of like settled on this game. It was supposed to be like a lot darker initially, as far as I understand it, which is kind of like an interesting story. You can see that, like, I don't know, it didn't really like hold up. Like the ending, I think, is kind of what's it called? It's kind of like a nice indication of like some things that went a bit wrong with like the design process, I guess. So yeah, that's about it though. We're like done. I don't think we can skip this, so I'm just gonna like let it play through. Music is by Michael Land, who is the same guy that did the Monkey Island music, by the way. Clint Bajagian did some of the ambient sound. I think he's also the one that made like some of like the Day of the Tentacle and Full Throttle soundtrack, and yes, it's like a Scum Engine game as well. And it also has like the iMuse thing, which didn't really get worked that well in this one. Yeah, I think that's about it actually. Next game, well, not really. We've been streaming for like a couple of hours and it's already like 11 p.m. I'm a bit tired, so I don't have like the energy to like get another game going for like another hour or so. Plus I think I'm kind of like disturbing the missus while she's like sleeping in the next room. What is next game? Next game is more than likely gonna be Chrono Cross, which is gonna last us for a long while actually. Although I do need to set up the PS3 for that first, so I don't guarantee that the next game is gonna be tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow, but if I can get the PS3 to behave, I'm probably gonna like pick up another like short game to play over the weekend. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I have like a couple of notes here and there on what I wanted to stream. Maybe I can like pick one of those to kind of like fill up the weekend a little bit. Or maybe I won't stream during the weekend if the PS3 doesn't behave. We'll see. But yeah, this was the dig. I am going to play a little bit more to just like showcase the bad ending. And assuming I can remember where you get like the last life crystal from, because you don't have any life crystals at the finale unless you go and like get one from some place or another. Good night, Grammy says, yeah, she's been asleep for a while now. I mean, that's why I kind of like went AFK for a bit before, is because it's because I kind of like she fell asleep with like watching something on the tablet and kind of like had to tuck her in a bit. Yes, really. Yes, really. So yeah, if you see like they've got like random credits for Ron Gilbert and Dave Grossman as well, which were the people that worked on Monkey Island more than anything else, which is kind of like an interesting thing, because I understand this game was like very nearly scrapped, I guess. So it almost didn't get completed, and at like the very final kind of like stretch, they brought all hands on board to help out. Also, yay, the LucasArts logo. I just like love that. Also like a random jump scare at the end of the game. Good to go? Oh, no worries, Menino Mundi. Thank you for sticking around, and have a very, very pleasant evening. In the meantime, I think the game, yeah, the game kind of like exited. So give me just a moment to start it up again so we can watch the bad ending. Let's see. Where was it?
Poor guy, man.
Oh wait, yeah, we don't actually have any crystals. I don't remember if you can like take it out of the machine at this point and like revive here. Oh, good night, Mana. Also have a very pleasant evening, and thanks for dropping by. Oh, you can't actually take it. What?
Where's the... Looks like the controls must have shorted out when the eye machine was turned on. Great.
Okay. Was I supposed to get like a...
It's a road.
Because you can't actually like pick them up from here. So we kind of like lower this a little bit more. Was I supposed to have gotten a crystal from someplace else? Because basically what happens here is that as soon as you activate the device and Maggie dies, you can kind of like choose to...
I don't know what to do with this device.
Break your promise and revive here with a life crystal, which I don't have any in my inventory at the moment. Okay. In which case she kind of freaks out after she kind of like realizes what you've done, and she kills herself by jumping off of that platform down into the middle part of the the room.
That was the inventor's last chance.
Yeah. Was I supposed to have gotten another crystal?
No. I will.
He won't let me like leave, so I think I may have missed one life. Oh, I remember. Oh, I remember now. As soon as Brink comes and like steals the life crystals, you're meant to speak with Maggie, and I think she's like stashed one last crystal, which she gives to you. So you end up like having 3 after like Brink dies. But yeah, the only difference in the ending is that she freaks out, she jumps off of the platform and like kills herself again. So because she doesn't want to end up like Brink, and then when the when that creature thing kind of like brings them back both, instead of like her being happy that you kept your promise, she kind of like punches you, or like she punches Boston because he broke his promise. So yeah, I may have missed that for the optional ending. Can I find a YouTube video of it? I mean, yeah, we probably can. Let me just like exit this. And that's like not a bad idea, actually. Thank you. Let's see, the dig, but bad ending. Like this one. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like trying to. Let's see. I'm just like trying to put it like in full screen, because you know, don't want like clutter to be in the way. So let's see. Screen capture. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's like the alternate ending. Why is it like blurred out? What the hell? Oh, there we go. Press 104. I mean, it's already like set to HD, so I don't think we can do anything else. It's like the recording quality is kind of poor.
Oh no! Lo! I begged you!
Yep, that's more or less it, actually. And when she comes back from the dead, she's very
Maggie.
pissed off.
Frank, you're alive again.
We were lost, but this being found us and led us back.
Maggie, when you died, Man, I'm glad to see you.
I don't know if I'm glad to see you, Boston. You broke your promise to me.
I'm sorry. I just didn't want to go on without you.
But you knew that what the crystals bring back isn't life. It wasn't me.
But it's you now.
Yes. Well, yes, it is.
Okay, that was like some creative editing from the guy that made the video. But yeah, that's actually the alternate ending if you kind of decide to break your promise to Maggie. But yeah, that's it for the well, the dig. Actually, it's like a really nice game. It is a bit obscure in places, but I think it kind of like makes up for it with all like the visuals and like the unique story that it has. I would totally recommend it, and it usually goes for like very cheap on Steam, especially during sales. I've seen it go to like €1.50 or something, because like you can get it for like €5. That's like its base price. Although I would totally recommend that if you get it off of Good Old Games, because you get like a DRM-free alternative, so you don't have to have it tied to Steam. And I think the Steam version actually does use the GOG executable anyway. So yeah, I would totally recommend you try that game if you think it's interesting. It is very interesting to me. But for now, I think that's it for today. Yeah, I actually do think that like that this is it for today. So let me see, since we've like got like a few people in chat, if we can raid someone before we go. Following. Thanks for the entertainment. I'm just like sorry that you didn't get to catch it from the start. There is gonna be like a VOD of it later on like YouTube. You can find it on like the Discord server. So if you want like a better look, I'm kind of tired today, but yesterday I also like did like a half an hour kind of intro to the game while the intro was playing, because I might not look it now that I'm kind of like tired, but I'm very much in love with this game for a variety of reasons. I know it's not perfect, but I do enjoy it for what it's worth. So let's see. Let us raid. Who shall we raid? Oh, Nini's is actually online. He's doing post first ending Hollow Knight. Yeah, actually Hollow Knight sounds nice. So let's go raid Nini's. And in the meantime, I will try to get the PS3 hooked up. Yeah, we will be around here tomorrow at like afternoon-ish local time to see if we can get Chrono Cross running, hopefully. If not, then I'm gonna like figure out like another shorter game for the weekend and then kind of like fix things up during like the next week. But yeah, have a very pleasant evening, everyone. As always, it's been a pleasure to entertain you, especially Tuma. And I will see you around tomorrow, I guess, hopefully. And goodbye.